Hello, sixth graders. So today we are going to be talking about surface area of prisms and pyramids. So what you watched the vocabulary on yesterday was on volume and surface area. Now we've already touched on volume before this year and also in fifth grade. But today we're going to talk more about surface area. Surface area is basically the sum of all of the areas of all the surfaces. So basically, when you think of surface area, I want you to think of like wrapping a present. So knowing what is on the outside of a figure. All right, and basically you just find the area of every single surface, and then you add them together. So let's look at this. What polyhedron is this shape? Well, it's a rectangular prism. And we see a length, we see a width, and we see a height. So this is the rectangular prism, and then this is the net of the rectangular prism. So it's a lot easier to find surface area of a net, okay? Because you can just find the area of every single surface and then add them together, and it's easy to see. So we're gonna do that right now. So you see down here, I have A, B, C, D, E, and F. What we are going to do is we are going to label every single part of the net with a letter. So I'm gonna do A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay, so A, to find the area of that face of the polyhedron, what do we need to multiply? Well, we have to multiply 5 and 4. So A is 5 times 4, and we get 20 centimeters squared for the area of A. B, what do we multiply to get the area of B? Well, if this is 5, then this is 5. So we have 5 times, what would this be? 3. Because this is 3, so this is 3. So 5 times 3 is 15 centimeters squared. And then we have C, okay? C is also 5. And then what would this be of C? Well, think about it. This and this part are like the sides of the box. They're going to flip up when you're folding this net. So this is also 4. So C would be 5 times 4 to get 20 centimeters squared again. All right. And then we have D. D looks like it should be the same as A and C, but it's actually very misleading. Okay, because D is actually like, if you were to fold this up, D would be like the roof. It would fold on top. So it would be right above B. So actually D and B are equivalent. Okay, this is B right here, the base right there, and D would be right on top as the roof. So they have to be the same. So D is the same as B, which is 5 times 3 to get 15 centimeters squared. And lastly, we have E and F. E is 3 times, what would this section be? This is a little tricky. I'll give you a hint. This side is 4 centimeters, and this, both of those sides fold up to meet at a vertex. So that side would also be 4 centimeters. So 3 times 4 to get 12 centimeters. And E and F are these parts right here, that side and that side. So they are also the same. So F is 3 times 4 as well. All right. So if you notice, the surfaces of a rectangular prism always have a match. Okay. They always have a partner. Because if we look at this, we know this side and this side are going to be the same. Okay. We know top and bottom are always going to be the same. And we know side here and side here are always going to be the same. So now what we're going to do with all of these areas of all of the surfaces, surface area, we are going to add them together. Okay, so if we add all of these together, what do we get as our final total surface area? Well, we have 20 plus 15 plus 20 plus 15 plus 12 plus 12. Okay, we end up getting 94 centimeters squared as our final area. All right, so let's look at another example. Okay, so this is a different type of net. Okay, this is a different type of polyhedron. It is not a rectangular prism, but it has triangles as its two bases. So this would be a what? Triangular prism. All right, so we're going to, just like we did before, label the surfaces. So I'm going to start A, B, C, D, and E. So what will we multiply to find the area of A? We would multiply 10 times 5, and we would get 50 centimeters squared. What will we multiply to get to the area of B? 9 times 5. So 9 times 5 to get 45 centimeters squared. What about C? What will we multiply to get the area of C? Well, C is 8 times 5. So we have all of our rectangles done. Now we're going to deal with a triangle. This triangle right here, okay, what are we going to multiply to find the area of that triangle, D? Well, remember, area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So the base is 8, the height is 9, and then we're going to divide it by 2. So 8 times 9 is 72. 72 divided by 2 is 36 centimeters squared. And then E is exactly the same, okay? E and D, again, just like these bases on either side and top and bottom and left and right are all identical, these are also right across from each other, so they have to be the same. So we also have another 8 times 9 divided by 2 equals 36 centimeters squared. All right, so what you are going to do now with all of these areas is what? Well, you're going to add them all. So add up all those areas and see what you get as your final answer. Well, if I add all of these up, I end up getting, let's see, 50 plus 45 plus 45 plus 36 plus 36. I end up getting 212 centimeters squared. Oh, I made a mistake, sorry. This is actually supposed to be a 40. 8 times 5 is 40. Whoops, I actually made a mistake. 8 times 5 is not 45, it is 40. So if we were to add all these together, we would get 50 plus 45 plus 40 plus 36 plus 36 to get 207 centimeters squared as our total surface area. So what you are going to do now is you are going to try to find the surface area of these three shapes. All right. So what you're going to do, this is going to be posted in your classroom, and it's going to have a text box in every shape where you're going to label it A, B, C, D, E, and E. So for example, A, B, C, D, and E. And then in this section, you are going to write what are you going to multiply to get the area of each of those figures. And then just make sure there will also be a text box that tells you to write your total surface area. Now this last one, there's not a net drawn. So what you are going to need to do is you are going to need to draw the net of this shape on a separate piece of paper and then figure out what the surface area of that shape could be. All right, if you do have any questions, please let me know and have a wonderful day. Bye.